Hi, scholars. I hope you are doing well. So I decided to make a little video clip about the Competency 2 Reflex Lab, sort of like the overview, and also showing you where to find some resources because a lot of you have no marks on this, causing you to get a no mark on the class. Many of you haven't even submitted anything, and others of you, you got those 2.5s, those 3s, but you just want to be able to raise your grade. So again, watch this video clip if you just want some help getting started. And then of course, if you have some specific questions, just go ahead and email me, all right? Okay, so I'm gonna start off by sharing my screen so you can see what I am doing. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and, sorry, I can't really see my toolbar here. Here we go. Let's look at this Reflex Lab page. So what I've done, and again, it looks different because I'm on a laptop versus your iPad, but I've gone to Canvas to modules, and here in modules, I added this new one last week, and this one actually is titled Reflex Lab, and on here, both Ms. Gronke and I have compiled a variety of resources to help you out. All right, so let's look through these. This first page, which I'll click through in the future, has information to help support your background section of your lab report. That would be things about like what reflexes are, right? How neurons communicate, etc. We have the experimental design guide. We did this in class. It helped you identify your independent and dependent variables. Remember, your independent variable is the kicking reaction, right? The voluntary kick compared to the knee jerk or patellar reflex. Okay, so that's the independent variable. And the dependent variable is what we are measuring, which in this case is time, right? How long did it take for that leg to kick, for that impulse to be sent, either from the reflex point, from the sensory neurons to the interneurons in the spinal cord, and back via the motor neurons to the quadriceps muscle, allowing your leg to kick? Or was it a choice in which you had to think about what you wanted to kick, right? And you would have to describe the mode of transmission involving the brain. Okay, right. So let's go back to this. So here you can see sample data tables, the lab procedures. This can help you in the designing of your flowgram. The organizer, we'll go through this in a second. The rubric, okay, shows you what we're looking for. And lastly, example data if you need it. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the rubric. So here's the rubric. All right, so one thing to know, if you score in this middle column, okay, you're gonna get a 3. A 3 means you are competent. You have a few things wrong, right? Areas that need work. You'll get some notes in this column causing you to get a 2 or 2.5. If you go above and beyond with lots of detail, background sources, you're going to score over here in the 3.5 to 4 range. So make sure you review this rubric. All right, so let's look over this outline organizer. I have a secondary version that had some data filled in on it that a couple of you got, but this is the one attached on Canvas, right? What you're going to do is you're going to be filling this out, this outline out, and then you're going to type it up in sentences. So what we're going to have is you're going to have a title. You're then going to have background information where you're describing what the 3 types of neurons are. Sensory, association, or interneurons are the same thing, and motor neurons. You're talking about their structures, what they look like, what they do, and lastly, how they communicate, both electrically and chemically. Okay? So you might need to do some outside research to find out how neurons communicate. You are then going to describe what reflexes are and what voluntary reactions are. Well, let's say you don't know. Okay, so we are back here at Canvas on the course module here. Click this link here. Need help on your Comp 2 Reflex Lab report? So here are some variety of here are a variety of resources that can help you in your background section. And this one explains what reflexes are compared to reactions, right, in a video clip. And then here are 2 web pages that explain it. So use this information to support your description of reflexes and voluntary reactions. You'll identify your variables. Email me if you need help on this. Your flowgram, okay? So this is a visual guide of the procedures of the lab. Make sure you have annotations. Those are short descriptions of what is occurring in each step. If you need help remembering what we did during this lab, you go ahead and go to the technology guide, right, to get you started, and then add more information. Think about what we actually did in that lab. Your data table, right? If you need data, same thing. You go back here, you go down to example data if you need it. What you're going to do is you're going to have to fill out this whole bottom column. So there was one way I could draw in here. I'm not sure how to figure it out. So anyway, what you're going to do is you will take row 1 minus row 2, and that will give you the calculation of the reflex time, or if you're down here, the calculation of the reaction time. This is how fast that impulse traveled from the point where, let's say, the hammer hit the knee to the point where the leg actually kicked. So if we were to do this, 1.020 minus 1.010, I would get 0.010 seconds, as in 1/100th of a second. Very, very, very fast. Okay, this one, do all these, and then you would calculate your average. If you don't know how to calculate an average, you will add them up. So 0.010 plus 0.015 plus that, and divide it by the number of trials. In this case, 4. Same thing here. You will graph that data. And lastly, you will write your evidence, reasoning, claim paragraph. Okay, again, our question was, what is faster? An involuntary reflex or a voluntary reaction? So for your evidence, you will look at this example data, right? Explain your calculation of reflex time in comparison to reaction time, and compare the averages. You can also look at your graph to help you do this. In your reasoning, for your reasoning, support whether reflexes or reactions are faster by explaining how neurons communicate and how nerve impulses travel in a reflex compared to a reaction. Hint, reread your background section. Much of this information will actually come from your background section, right? You just kind of rephrase it and use it to support your evidence. And lastly, your claim, which is faster? Okay, is it involuntary reflexes are faster or voluntary reactions? So that is an overview. If you need further help, further assistance, let me know. Again, here is your main guide. Last thing is, I will show you what a finished lab report looks like. So here's an ideal lab report. Right, so you can see they have their title, background section where they explain the various types of neurons, including the structures. They explain how they communicate and what reflexes and reactions are. They also included background sources. Their research question and variables section is written up in sentences, as it should be. This flowgram should have been individual, but they still got partial credit for showing their group's version. You can see the captions, labels, their data tables, their graph. Our graphs look a little different this year. And lastly, their evidence reasoning claim. And so they're explaining the evidence in the data tables, stating the evidence of data tables, explaining what was faster and why, and then writing their claim. Okay, all right. Let me know if you need any help. Thank you, everyone.